What is something that never fails to make you smile? I broke my leg back in 2014 and every 4 hours I could get more morphine. Also the country music channel was on a 4-hour loop, so every time I got morphine the song Shotgun Rider by Tim McGraw was playing. Now every time I hear that song it brings a smile to my face. Cats, especially small-haired kittens, just innocently meowing trying to communicate. I have been watching them rescued and slowly cozying up in their new home, on YouTube. My girlfriend telling me a quick story and then getting really excited about it and going into every backstory that relates to it, for at least 15 minutes, happens every day, and those moments are the most relaxed and happy I've ever been. Never gets old. When us lads went on a foreign holiday, it was an Airbnb. The host didn't speak the same language as us, of course, and asked us picture. Thinking she was going to take our picture, we started to finger comb our hair in the mirror and straightened ourselves up. Eventually we pressed our backs against a plain wall. She looked at us puzzled. "What you doing?" "Picture. I want your passport picture." Honestly, I always crack up when I think about it. If I'm telling someone I can't finish the story through getting hysterical with laughter. Coming home to my cat, I'm tired, I'm hungry, but there she is, practically jumping into my arms because she missed me. I'm loving all these loving cat stories, keep them coming. Thinking about times when friends helped me through something. It doesn't happen often since I'm mostly on my own, but the few times it has happened, thinking about it really makes me smile. Had one friend unknowingly help me out of my depression. Probably wouldn't have gotten out of my depression without him. Had another help me through my grief. She has since stabbed me in the back, so thinking about her helping me is bittersweet now. And had a friend help me when I was being pranked one time. My kids laughing. My life could be a train wreck, and just hearing my kids laughing and playing together is something that will never fail to crack a smile on my face. My girlfriend sent me a video of her 12-week-old mini dachshund swimming in her bath. Obviously the dog is adorable, but the part that makes me smile the most is the way she says that was a lot of swimming when the dog is done. It makes me smile and melts my heart. For me, it is a bit cringe I guess, but just being by myself in my city, looking around, seeing birds and squirrels, hearing birds singing to my steps, the sun slowly changing its colors when it's getting late, the smell of the nature around me, just keeps me happy smile. When my sister asks me for advice about something, she's way smarter than me and always helped me along. Getting the chance to advise her on something I know more about than her gives me a high for days. 6 years ago my dog, Snoopy, passed away, and he was my best friend for nearly 17 years. So I wanted a tattoo to remember him. One night, after a bit of drinking, I had my best human friend roommate draw this caricature of him on my right arm. I'm right-handed, so it was hard for me to draw it myself, and I figured that would make it easier. It turned out to be even harder trying to tattoo myself with my left hand and while slightly drunk. It came out very sloppy, and it's definitely the shittiest tattoo I have. But it is also my most cherished. I don't know if I ever want to get it touched up professionally because I kind of like how it's such a raw expression of emotion. It means a lot to me because I love him, miss him every day, and it's a way to remind myself of him that makes me smile. Even though it sucks that he's gone, remembering all the years, all the happy moments we had together reminds me how wonderful and special life is. So, if I ever need a little pick-me-up, I just look down at that goofy little tattoo on my arm and smile. My cat, Lorenzo Wellover, he is the purest soul I've ever known. He just loves to love, never begs for food but sits patiently by the canned food stock, always lets his little girlfriend Olive eat or drink before he does, and just carries on the kindest conversations with the sweetest meows I've ever heard. He is literally polite. He's helped me through the most difficult depressive disorder I've ever experienced and is the reason I smile every single day. This is gonna be so unspectacular compared to other people's comments, but I have this cloud-shaped pillow with a unicorn on it that my grand-cousin gave to me, and every time I'm sad, I just cuddle into it for a while and it's so soft and fluffy and comforting that it makes me smile every time. Talking to my best friend on Discord, we always make each other smile, sending art and memes back and forth and just laughing together every day. It's almost impossible to get us separated if we're apart for more than a day. We're devastated. Listening to my favorite song. Currently, my favorite song is Castaway by Grant and Juno. The tune and beat just make me so happy, I can't even explain how big my grin is when I hear it. Seeing either one of my parents after an extended amount of time. I used to go and visit my dad every summer in another state, so I usually wouldn't see him for almost a year between visits. Running up to him in the airport is an amazing positive feeling. When I go back to my mom afterwards, both of us are the happiest we could be. My mouth hurts after smiling so much. My soul will ask me what I've got planned for the day, and if I say not a damn thing, I'm laying on the couch and taking a nap. She gets so excited and runs to grab a blanket so she can lay with me. Furbabies being furbabies. My favorite though is watching my mini-me try to grasp complicated concepts. It's amazing to hear the off-the-wall explanations and descriptions. Never fails to bring a smile to my face. It used to be when my mother would give me a hug. I'm normally not a touchy person. I dislike physical contact. Makes me feel weird, although my mom always knew how to approach it, and when she hugged me I couldn't help but smile stupidly like a light just turned on and everything felt alright. It's been a long time since I've had a hug like that. Cancer is a bitch. A video on my phone of my friends playing Uno. I got out 2 minutes into the round, but the game continued for another 30 minutes in total because they kept having to draw. I reshuffled the deck for them twice. At the 15-minute mark, I said fuck it and started to record the match on my phone. There is one part where my one friend had to draw half of the deck and he just kept screaming no with every card he had to pick up. That part never fails to make me snort. There's a place that's like half an hour of cycling uphill away from our house. That place has little to no human presence since the road there is mainly used by large trucks that travel to town during late hours. I ride my bike there whenever I can. The presence of subtle winds always hitting you, the view of beautiful green plains to your sides, and the absolute silence makes me crack a smile. I'm the type of person to worry about the littlest things that I have done, and I tend to overthink everything and regret said actions, so that stretch of open road gives me the feeling of a dear friend patting me on the back saying, hey, no need to worry, everything's good, and I actually sometimes get emotional because of it. Every time I see an animal playing or having fun. My sister has a horse and I had to take care of it for a couple of months while she was away. Sometimes I would see her horse playing with the ball hanging from the ceiling, and every time I let it out into the pasture I took of running, the horse's excitement to run around freely in the grass always made me so happy. Okay, this is kinda weird, but hey, when I'm in a bad mood or just want to feel better in general or just plain smile, I'll look for clouds in the sky, and then take a hit off my vape and blow it out and pretend I blew out the actual cloud. I have no idea why it amuses me so much, but it does. I work overnights and have a 9-month-old son. After his bedtime routine, I place his bib on him and stand up to turn the light off. Without fail he will start giggling and wait for me to whip my head around to look at him smiling and calling me Dada. That and in the mornings that he is awake. As soon as I walk in the door he comes crawling at me giggling. He melts my heart. Whenever somebody listens to me ramble and actually listens, I tend to ramble on about things that I'm excited about, like a lot. I might start a conversation saying I want to tell somebody a quick fact about something I like, but I'll quickly get excited and start happily rambling about it. The best feeling is when I finish, realize I was rambling, apologize, and they say that it's okay and smile, and I realize that they were actually listening intently to me ramble about my favorite things, or when they remind me gently that I'm rambling, rather than interrupting with a rude remark and making me feel bad for getting excited. D. When my partner says he loves me, whether it's through text or in person, it makes me feel so warm inside. I love that fucker so much, puts a smile on my face, makes my whole day better. I feel like I can take on anything knowing that he's there for me. My dogs, they're all older now and it shows. I have 4 of them, 2 blonde chihuahuas, a red dachshund, and a black and white chihuahua mix. I remember when they were puppies, they would all be balls of fluffy energy, and when they formed like Voltron, they were an unstoppable force. Now as seniors, they spend a lot of their day laying around, running, and fast walking has turned into plotting. They only bark when they want it to be quiet, as if they're saying, "Attention everyone, you might be new here but, could you just shut the hell up? I'm trying to sleep." Though they still do ask to go outside by ringing the bell at the back door when they have to relieve themselves. Accidents in the house happen more frequently than they did when they were young. However, when I come home from work, they all of a sudden all turn back into puppies. They'll climb all over me, lick my face, and their eyes light up. They get zoomies, but only for a little bit, as I know it has to hurt a bit for them to go that fast at their age. It doesn't matter how shitty of a day I had at the office. When I come home and see my old dogs become young dogs for 10 minutes, I can't help but to smile. The night sky. I've been obsessed about space and astronomy since I was maybe 7, 8, and I can't imagine not going to my terrace and stargaze every few days. The fact that there are billions of stars out there, just in our galaxy, and there are 300–400 billion other galaxies in the universe somehow calms me down. It makes me feel that my problems and worries compared to the humongous size of the universe are so insignificant. Remember in the time my ex-brother-in-law was looking in the back of his minivan and his dad wasn't paying attention and just slammed the hatchback down on my Bill's head. Like, his dad was old and not paying attention and just slammed that shit down, and I remember my Bill staggering around trying to figure out where he was, and his dad is like totally unconcerned. He got his shit together pretty soon and chugged another Bud Light. This happened over 20 years ago and I still laugh about it at least twice a week. In fact, yesterday I had a giggling fit just thinking about it. Watching the MCU cast members interviewing together, or even better, surprising each other during appearances they're not scheduled to be together for. Their camaraderie and genuine affection for their colleagues, plus their enthusiasm for the roles, is infectious. Waking up to my cat asking for cuddles by chatting. I've had her since she was 7 weeks old, so her vocalizations are influenced by my talking to her as she's grown up, so she really tries to say hello and fails, obviously, but fucking hell, so cute. When I was living at home, one of our dogs were my little girl. My mom usually started work before me, so she would give them food and let them out in the morning. But once they had eaten and stretched their legs, my dog would walk up to my door and lay outside until Mom opened it up so she could jump up in my bed and snooze. This went on for almost 2 years and I miss cuddling with her so much. There's a place that's like half an hour of cycling uphill away from our house. That place has little to no human presence since the road there is mainly used by large trucks that travel to town during late hours. I ride my bike there whenever I can. The presence of subtle winds always hitting you, the view of beautiful green plains to your sides, and the absolute silence makes me crack a smile. I'm the type of person to worry about the littlest things that I have done, and I tend to overthink everything and regret said actions, so that stretch of open road gives me the feeling of a dear friend patting me on the back saying, "Hey, no need to worry. Everything's good," and I actually sometimes get emotional because of it. Every time I see an animal playing or having fun. My sister has a horse and I had to take care of it for a couple of months while she was away. Sometimes I would see her horse playing with the ball hanging from the ceiling, and every time I let it out into the pasture I took of running, the horse's excitement to run around freely in the grass always made me so happy. Okay, this is kinda weird, but hey, when I'm in a bad mood or just want to feel better in general or just plain smile, I'll look for clouds in the sky, and then take a hit off my vape and blow it out and pretend I blew out the actual cloud. I have no idea why it amuses me so much, but it does. Okay, there was that video of the gay in the metro subway laughing his head off so contagiously that it gets all his fellow commuters laughing too. It was an ad or something, I cannot recall well, about spreading happiness or some good vibes thing like that. It was obviously staged, but it gets me smiling whenever I come across that video. Why this was the first thing that came to mind. I will not be blackmailed by some privileged, ineffectual feet, small penis debutante. You wanna have a street fight with me, go ahead, but you're going to be surprised by how ugly it gets. You don't even know my real name. I'm the fucking Lizard King. Whenever I'm just walking in the store and then I hear a kid go hi, and they start talking about random stuff that doesn't make any sense. Usually their mom goes, "Hey, don't talk to strangers," or something like that, but when they just let the kid talk to me, I just find it so cute, lol. I work with my parents, hate my work. I woke up every day to do something that makes me feel in a horrible routine. But after work I get to see my girlfriend and our 2 dogs, a Belgian Shepherd and a Husky, seeing his beautiful face and being with her and our dogs, sleeping with her, sharing time with her, make feel in the right place, and make me smile in the most pure way possible. My cat, unconditional, unrelenting love and affection, always wants to cuddle or snuggle or play with me when I'm feeling down, always watching my every move and following me everywhere. I love him so freaking much. When my son was little, we were walking by a pond that had hundreds of baby frogs. He was maybe 3 at the time. He seemed fascinated by them, so I went to pick one up, but it jumped away towards my son. When I touched it, he fell on the ground and started writhing on the ground like he was being electrocuted. Even now I'm laughing think about it. Any performance by Tig Notaro, the woman is seriously funny. Well, my kind of humor anyway, and, continuing, laughter is a major channel, besides sex, that 2 or more people can connect in spirit. Think of the most recent time you and a partner, friend, workmate, collapsed in that amazing raffle way. It is pure connection, with no agenda, no worries about the others, no seeking validation. I broke my leg back in 2014 and every 4 hours I could get more morphine. Also the country music channel was on a 4-hour loop, so every time I got morphine the song Shotgun Rider by Tim McGraw was playing. Now every time I hear that song it brings a smile to my face. Hearing a Discord ping from one of my friends messaging me, I love talking to them, and it makes me happy how they listen to what I have to say. too, especially in the pandemic, since it's now just super easy to cut off people with a block button and not having to see them face to face. It's very nice to know they genuinely like me enough to talk to me. Edit, spelling mistake.